Hello, it's Stacey Holt from Real Estate Excellence. I'm recording this short video for you on the 10th of May 2023. Now, property managers and licensees, property owners in Queensland, so much is going on now. We know that minimum housing standards commence 1st September with the trigger timeframes. We know that stage 2 consultation, such a critical time, is happening right now in relation to future tenancy law reform laws. And it's so important we all have our say. I can't stress enough how much is in this paper. As always, the devil's in the details, so don't be misled by headlines. And I urge you to get your hot hands on the paper and have your say. There's a survey for tenants, a survey for property owners, and a survey for property managers. So you can also do a written submission or both. realestateexcellence.com.au, industry updates. I've got a lot of information there. Or please, the RTA website without having to go to mine. And I can't stress enough. We also now have, with the sudden no consultation, frustrating situation with the Queensland Government last month rushing through amendments to the tenancy laws in relation to rent frequency changes. Now, there's no rent cap, remember, so I'm choosing, don't use those words. It's the rent frequency increase changes. And I just wanted to share a few things with you because they commence 1 July 2023. So basically, we know that from July 1 this year, 2023, we have a change to the Tenancy Act that affects both existing tenancies and new future ones. So what that means is any existing tenancies that have at the moment valid rent increases, because the law still stands at the moment until July 1, 6-month rent increases. So there's many on foot where I know of many situations via membership since this has all happened that lessors in good faith wanting to help their tenants have put lower increments of rent increases every 6 months as opposed to a big one at once. So regrettably, those aren't valid. So from July 1, rent cannot be increased in a 12-month period. Any existing rent increases in Form 18As are not valid, and basically the rent can't increase until that fixed term lease ends. So if a fixed term tenancy contract ends in June and it commenced in June this year, the rent can't go up until the next lease renewal, even if there's any special term in there, unless all parties agree, but it's got to be more than 12 months. Even if the tenant agrees, it's contracting out, it's an offence under the Act to increase rent before 12 months. Members, I emailed you yesterday morning an updated best practice guide on these laws. Again, it never matters what the size is, but what's in it, but it's comprehensive. It's around 20 pages now, with some updated RTA Q&As, plus a couple other things of our own. So for everyone listening, any rent increase after 1 July will only be valid if it's been at least 12 months since the previous rent increase. So the rent increase frequency changes only apply for the duration of a tenancy if at least one tenant is the same when the agreement is renewed. One of the questions I got late yesterday afternoon from a valued member was the property, for irrelevant reasons at the moment, is under market rent, and if the tenants are willing when it expires to stay, to enter into a new fixed term at a more market rent. Now, regrettably, it can't happen after July 1, even if the tenant agrees. It's again contracting out Section 53 of the RTRA Act. It's an offence. So it's a terrible situation for everyone at the moment for so many reasons, but this one particularly, the PM's upset, the owner's upset, and I'm upset with them, but the tenants are going to have to be given a notice to leave end of fixed term tenancy. The owner's struggling with payments, mortgage, increased costs. So look, basically the current laws are still in place, obviously, until midnight, June 30, and then July 1, these laws take effect. So if a tenant signed a tenancy agreement, and I'm reading some of the RTA Q&A, which they've done a great job, I believe, give credit where credit's due, given this has all happened so quickly. So if a tenant signed a tenancy agreement before July 1, agreeing to a rent increase earlier than 12 months, will this still apply? Well, again, I've covered that. The term will be invalid, but the 18A does not have to be updated. There's new sections 575 plus current section 54 about inconsistency, and basically what that means in English is that the existing tenancy still applies without having to do a new one, and you don't, and just any term that's now illegal, it's just invalid and can't be enforced, is simply what that means. So please, as I say, make sure your property owners are aware, and basically we remember that we've got a majority Labor government. So one of the reasons this was rushed through and is basically we have a majority Labor government. So it's a Labor bill and change, so they were able to change it the way they did so quickly. And it's, as I say, regrettable because there's so many property owners out there who've tried to do the right thing by their tenants and yeah, put lower rent increases in. So there's not many winners in this, and it'll obviously, we'll all learn together how this will play out with future rent increases, given from July 1, 2023, it'll be limited to every 12 months. So 12 months, not 52 weeks, not a year, 12 months, calendar months, very important. So members, you know we're an email away for any support as we continue to learn together, and we do our job to make your job easier where we can. So thank you for joining me, realestateexcellence.com.au, industry updates. Members, you've got a member update tab as well. This is Stacey Holt from Real Estate Excellence, and bye for now.